reading. Also, isn't this technically Rev talking about dreams and how silly they are from humans, but he doesn't realise that the toaster he'll be taking over isn't really human? They just look it. Much like the gems from Steven Universe.
I don't understand how Germany's able to do it so many times a day.
I don't know, Italy. It's probably because he's a power-driven military guy who trains like a bodybuilder every day to stay in shape. I mean, come on.
That pasta I smell.
Even if I want to believe that Italy has a sense of a dog, there's no way he could smell the pasta that is roughly 400 yards away from the house.
This is Deputy Ned Bumblebee.
Italy calls his teddy the longest, most ridiculous name in the history of naming toys. Might as well be the name of Lotso hugging Bear's cousin looking for revenge.
The reflection seems a bit blurred though.
Foreshadowing.
Up we go!
Given the sound effect that plays after this, his ankle should have shattered. Also, why did Italy feel the need to jump down? There are vines clearly hanging along the wall, and he could have easily climbed down and saved this video a sin.
Don't step on the vegetables.
Italy's addicted to vegetables.
Seriously, stop.
Italy's addicted to vegetables.
There he is! Let's get him!
So technically, England and America are hiding in the bushes opposite side of Italy, but somehow they can butter loudly to one another without Italy hearing anything. Also worth noting, they were literally less than 6 feet away from him. So the game is saying that Italy can smell pasta from 400 yards away, but somehow not hear this muttering less than 6 feet away? Italy gets captured cliche.
These are America's glasses.
If that were the case, how the hell did America take Italy back without them? England would have ended up having to guide him back as he can't really see without them. It certainly seems like careless America left behind Texas. On the other hand, Italy could have been captured by Harry Potter, and America would have ended up in a brawl arguing over how to pronounce his last name correctly.
Oh hey! Who is it? We're a bit busy right now.
This is apparently how America answers the postman and milkman if it were the norm.
What? Hey! Ah! My spare glasses! I wondered where they went.
America's Spare Taxes, brought to you by Specsavers.
I knew England's plan was too obvious to leave a trail!
Ha ha ha, America blames the trail leaving to England when he was the one who left his spare glasses behind, so you left a trail in this America. The scariest part about this battle sequence is the fact that the torture move said submit above it. Germany is addicted to dogs. Jesus, England took a sweet ass time. If England knew that Germany was coming over, why didn't they tackle him when distracted with the dog? Also, there was no way England could have known when to come in to capture Germany without kicking the door down and alerting him.
You're paying for my dog's vet bills.
America's addicted to Germany, who managed to kick his dog's ass.
My head hurts too. I was dropped on the way here.
We later learned that Italy had concussion, but if that were the case, then why is Italy still standing without feeling dizzy or wobbly? Italy, who managed to get dropped on his head and stood for a bit, is now doing the reasonable thing he should have done earlier. I get that it's a cute fluffy Dorito moment, but how on earth could Italy not suspect that the Germany here has bright turquoise eyes instead of blue? Even an idiot would know that eyes do not have a glow unless they're supernatural or superheroes.
I can't breathe.
And this is why we discourage wet dreams. Also, this reminds me of 1,000 Ways to Die when he drowned in a waterbed because his heels pierced the bed. This is why they never sell them anymore. Also, this reminds me of the kill that Freddy Krueger did to a teenager who slept on a waterbed and said, "How's this for?" Wait a minute!
Finally, you've woken up. The tunnel's ready.
Looks like Germany worked out how England escaped him a few times.
This canteen's empty. Oh, you must have poured it on my head to wake me up.
The cell didn't actually have a canteen within, and the only one around was outside the cell. So where was this canteen that Germany used to wake Italy up? Also, how many prison cells did guards actually give prisoners water within the canteens? They were usually empty, and the prisoners filled them with something far worse than drinking water. Wasn't Italy just scared of this a second ago? If he was scared and thinking as to why he looked like Germany when he's literally next door, why did he just go along with it?
You don't want me.
So, is this Italy right now, or is it Rev pretending to be Italy? I'm confused. Also, why does Rev bother teasing with Germany? It's pretty clear he wanted Italy, so why would he bother f***ing about with Germany? Is it really the only way to sway Germany to make him think he can go save him? You're a Dream Reaper, not Pennywise the Clown! Worth giving kudos to the artist for giving the Italians nightmare fuel and making me having nightmares about this creature, and for that I'll knock 3 sins off. Germany, who awoke from his nightmare and worried about Italy, proceeds to check his books and before checking the welfare of his friend.
It hadn't even been 5 seconds, had it? It seemed like a frighteningly fast time to fall asleep.
I don't know, I mean, Melman could fall asleep after saying, "I guess I'm gonna..." And even Pumbaa from the second sequel of The Lion King been able to sleep after saying goodnight.
Looks like Prussia slipped in a nude magazine in here.
At least be grateful that this is still the 40s and smartphones, online porn and Google hasn't even existed yet. Germany initially checked on him and proceeded to leave until the plot calls for him to check on his vital signs. Jesus, Germany, what are your priorities? Germany then proceeds to slap him to see if he wakes up. Not only may he get redness from this, but Rev might get pissed if the rules apply that any injuries carried through from the real world into the dream world show up. That would really piss him off.
Such England probably knows heating techniques. I'll make him fix it.
Totally not getting Bob the Builder vibes. So, Germany can just walk in without being deterred by England and America? Did neither of them bother to go down to the cell and check they were still there? What dicks?
I tell you, it was straight out of nowhere.
Calm down, America. He's going to be fine.
So he must be still talking about his dog. I don't think I hit him that hard, though.
I find it hilarious that Germany didn't think he hit the dog that hard, but dude, it's a fucking whip!
Canada never falls asleep on me!
So apparently Rev likes taking on other victims in the same way, despite the fact he's precious about Italy. Also, why would Canada be at America's right now? When we saw it in the anime, the only reason for Canada seeing America is to call him out for being an asshole. So apart from baking pies for him, there's no concrete reason for Canada to be here right now. While listening to the audio, the commentary joked that the grammar was wrong, that it should have said fallen into a coma instead of being in a coma. 2 cents off.
Spilling tea all over my new carpet certainly is something.
Also, Prussia is only over at Austria's home to provide comic relief.
What brings you to these neck of the woods? Italy's taken ill. I just came for advice. Ill? Like what? He's got the sniffles or something.
Because apparently Prussia thinks that sniffles is on the top of the priority list over vomiting and being dizzy.
He's in a coma. What?
Oh. And you didn't take him to the hospital.
Austria has a good point. It's not like nations have 2 hearts or anything, and they're definitely not alien, so what have they got to risk?
You did, right?
I didn't read the manual on that!
You need a manual to take someone to the hospital? Austria feels dizzy after moving, but then stands for about 2 minutes before collapsing. I didn't know that Austria could have delayed faints, but now I know.
I don't know. He just fell unconscious with no warning. That doesn't just happen!
I never thought I'd say this, but Prussia would be great at cinema sins. We return to England pacing back and forth, working out how to blame Freddy Krueger for this.
I swear I've seen this happen once before.
Apparently there was a prequel game that showed England treating a character that fell victim to this, hence why he claims he's seen it happen before, and yet England didn't think to delve into it further to save the man before he died due to unknown circumstances. Seems like England knew about this problem all along, and the fact he had a book on this Dream Reaper, but didn't even bother to find a solution. Damn, dude.
England!
How did you get out?
Dude, you escaped from the Italian brothers and Germany by burrowing a fucking hole! That's not that hard to work out!
Are you the one behind everyone falling into sudden comas?
Considering the facts that 1. England tried to help a human that fell victim to Rev but failed prior to the events of this one, and 2. Either he or America dropped Italy on his head, maybe, but unlikely.
You know about the comas?
Italy and Austria recently fell into one. Austria did it right in front of me!
Germany, who accused England for being responsible for the comas, then goes on to tell his enemy about the situation of Italy and Austria.
I don't get it. None of the people have anything in common.
They're all nations, you dumbass.
Who else is ill?
Well, no one yet, but wait. Why am I telling you all of this?
England never mentions that Canada fell victim to this, promptly ignoring him mentally. What a dick. Also, it takes England a good 4 minutes of conversation to finally realise why he's telling the enemy about the whole situation. America appears in time to act as peacemaker.
You said Austria fell in front of you. What happened?
Considering that America must have heard the argument, he shouldn't have needed to ask this dumb question.
Canada did that to me too. How long ago was that? About an hour. That's around the time that Italy and I came home and went to bed.
How could Germany possibly know that? He just noted while wandering around the house that the clocks were frozen at 10 o'clock, and it's unlikely that he carried a fob watch with him. There's no way he could have presumed that Canada fell under the same time that Germany and Italy went to bed. A classic horror movie cliche where everyone remains silent for a period of time before they get scared by the phone ringing. Despite this being America's phone ringing at America's house, England goes to answer it.
Coma, a state of deep unconsciousness that lasts for a prolonged or indefinite period, caused especially by severe injury or illness. Comatose, of or in a state of deep unconsciousness for a prolonged or indefinite period, especially as a result of severe injury or illness.
They both seem to be caused by the same things, but still confused.
Oh, there you are. We wondered where you had wandered off to.
I don't remember learning in school that wandered and wandered could be used in the same sentence, and this came out of England's mouth, the originator of English!
England.
What is a kraut?
That's racist.
You're familiar with the supernatural, is that right?
Yes. Why?
Well, if you're staring at a reflection in a mirror, it smiles at you.
Though Germany says smiling instead of staring, the dialogue reminds me of the song by Justin Timberlake. Also, did England try to do this before, and that's why he didn't answer back? I thought we all learnt not to mess with the supernatural associated with mirrors. That's why we never play Bloody Mary anymore. England decides to set a diversion for Germany to trigger by asking America to come out with him for their chat. Also, was there much guarantee that Germany would see it again? How would they have looked if England suspected anything, but when all happens, they wouldn't know what to do then?
What's going on?
Aha!
Holy shit, England knew when to jump in. Though that being said, this is the second time that England did the perfectly timed entrance cliche.
Blimey. I had no idea this ran so deep.
So you're telling me that at the time that England was trying to help the previous victim that this didn't happen? The
And I guess I'll assemble the rest of the Avengers for this.
It's not funny because he jokes about the Avengers. It's more of a nervous laugh that America somehow knew about the Avengers before the first comic was released in 1962. He does know it's the 1940s, right?
A lakeside castle is quite an interesting setting for a dream.
Though we get a frozen version of this, it's still foreshadowing.
50 Shades of Chicken.
Good to know they reference 50 Shades of Grey as the juicy pun. Rev apparently got bored for Germany and decided to follow England instead.
I know you're there. One of these days I'm going to say that and there's actually going to be something there.
Not even coincidences like England.
I'm sure you all are wondering why we've brought you here today.
Did the creators really include music from Death Note the anime? That's both awesome and sinful all at once.
This, gentleman, is the beast. A Faucherev.
So we end up learning that the Faucherev is literally Dream Reaper in French. And I kid you not, I had to look it up and I'm surprised that France only knows about the name but not the fact that it did originate from French folklore. How the did France not know shit about it up until now? Also, is it worth noting that England is the only nation to have known about the creature, let alone what he roughly looks like? I mean, think about the fact that there are fairies and mythical creatures in the dream world that they all have to go into to save Italy. England might as well have created the Faucherev from France's folklore in the first place. Despite the fact that Italy is in a coma right now, why does the world look grayscale to Rev? I thought this is technically Italy's dream. Does Rev have full control of the landscape around him even though this is actually Italy's he's fiddling with? Looks like 60-minute makeover paid a special visit in such a short time. Seriously though, where the hell was this room and why couldn't we find it earlier on in the game?
But before we can drink, we need to find out which of these bodies is the host.
Wow, England was able to create a 2-in-1 potion in such a short stretch of time. Jesus.
The creature usually chooses one person to base the world from, one who is pure of heart and is most likely to fall victim to its trap.
The logic that is applied here will be less meaningful as the game progresses, FYI. England must have had to try to enter his dreams before to be sure that this potion not only worked, but was safe for the others to drink. Everybody does the flop. Also, pausing at this still, how did he manage to get away with 2 Frances and Englands in this room? That's hilarious! Game has changed from finding a host to frustrating hide and seek in a span of 30 seconds.
England said we couldn't do super cool things in here like flying.
Did you not hear England earlier? He literally said you can't do things like flying as it is not your dream, you asshat.
You beat up my dog with that whip. Don't even lie. It's too lied. Gesundheit!
Wait, did America seriously say bless you in German to Germany after he apologized? I'm a German, to physics.
I can't remember. I fell and hit my head on a rock.
Holy shit, Japan, your skull must be made of steel as the work is now in a million pieces. Also, considering the damage the fall would have done, Japan seems to be able to stay standing, let alone walk without a problem. China is high as balls.
Have you seen my tail deck? I brought it over to the meeting place to kill time, but it's not in my pocket anymore.
How convenient that Francis loses a tarot deck so they end up serving a purpose throughout the game.
What are these?
Well, what do you... These are fairies. Obviously. They were here when I woke up.
Told you this was linked to England one way or another.
It was nibbling at my pocket when I woke up and I thought it was hungry. But was actually looking at my Heta coins.
Even in a Dreamtalia fan game, it's still the classic collect coins from enemies to buy supplies from a human or fancy character cliche.
When we find the gate to Italy's innermost subconscious, we'll find him.
But how the hell can we do that? This place is ginormous!
For someone who thinks of silly ideas, use your f***ing imagination, dumbass!
How about this way? Way that way, Germany, sir? Not sure. I sort of feel a tug in this direction.
E.T.'s special finger influence made it into Dreamtalia in one way or another. Also, that tug could also be referenced to Boner. Just saying, it is canon. These Arcanas went to the Scooby-Doo school of running away from things.
Whoa! What's happening here?
This is a new section of the mind. Though it's certainly not Italy's. Someone else created it.
This is why I said that Italy's mind logic is meaningless, as only parts of the world are Italy's and some aren't. I'm confused beyond belief now.
Whoa! Another me!
Oh, bloody hell. He's wearing his old uniform.
F***ing why, though? This is what I don't understand. This is supposedly World who is the guardian to Rev, and yet it doesn't explain why he looks like the younger revolutionary version of America. Also, did Rev know they entered into the dream world, and this is why World has been following them? Otherwise, this is just one big coincidence.
I said I have a name. I'm America. World.
World apparently has an identity crisis. I hope you guys like these fighters because that's who you're stuck with for the majority of the game. Damn it, this is the cutest character in the whole game. I'm removing 2 sins for this moment of happiness.
Stay away! Huh? Japan, buddy, it's me.
Jesus Christ, America. Even after the encounter with the world, you still think the Arcanas are technically nations? What an asshole.
America, you're scaring him. Stand down.
But I don't know why he's acting so weird. He's a different person. Not the Japan you know. He doesn't know you, you idiot.
China would be great at cinema sins. One thing I never understood is why the bridge is broken and how. We didn't see Hermit destroy it, and I highly doubt any of the Arcanas had wings or relied on leap of faith to get across to the next Arcana. Am I the only one who cares?
I had brought a deck of cards Spain gave me to kill time at the world meeting. But then when we got sentences as well, they flew out of my pocket and I lost them.
Well, that's what you get for slacking off at work.
England's response is just priceless. On another note, would you class the meeting they had not too long ago as work? It is an emergency, but it wasn't related to politics or economics or whatever. I get that this is for comic relief, but still.
Rest your head. It's time for bed.